Welcome again to our Marketplace Influencer Weekly. For this week, we have something different, especially if you're in a lockdown right now in the Philippines, and probably you have been considering this topic, and probably it's part of a new normal, I guess. It's part of a new normal. And and our guest today is someone I've known throughout the years, and he's into immigration. He helps people move abroad, especially Canada. Canada. If you want to know more about Canada, and this is the guy. He's the best person to talk to, and I think it's fitting for our situation, especially if you feel like you want to start a new somewhere. I guess this is a good place to start with, and they are more recipient with more people right now. And especially I've been taking some courses from their country, like University of Alberta, University of Toronto, and I'm learning from those courses. I enjoyed it. And if you want to study, he's the guy also. If you want to study abroad, study in Canada. And I'm amazed about this guy. He speaks better Mandarin than me. I'm trying to recall Mandarin. I really suck at it. I'm trying to figure out how to put them into sentences. I can only speak a few, and if people speak straight Mandarin, I get lost. So, but this guy is much better than me. So, without further ado, our guest, Mr. Aron Aytona.
Thank you for inviting me here today, Tommy.
Okay, I guess this before we go into Canada thing, the first question, especially right now that either people lost their jobs or people are worried that they might be laid off, or probably their income is not that much. Especially some of them, I get to hear that they have lesser work days, the income is not that big. People are start thinking of what kind of business that fits me, what's the right business out there. Especially sadly, we Filipinos have the tendency to do some copy paste. If it works for someone, I'll just copy it and paste, and if it does not work, we will blame it someone else. But your business, it's something can you share more about your business, the company that you started? I guess, how did you end up doing this kind of business, helping people going to Canada for studies or work, or completely immigrating them for immigration? Can you share more, Aaron?
Sure, definitely, Tommy. Frankly speaking, this thing that I'm doing right now, which is helping people with Canadian immigration concerns, basically came about by accident. So if you were to ask Aaron a decade ago, Aaron, in the future, you're going to be coming over to the Philippines and you're going to be helping people immigrate to Canada, study in Canada, work in Canada, bring their family members. 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have believed you. I had no plans of coming to the Philippines. I had no plans of setting up an office here. And that would have been a very weird future projection. But basically, I am where I am right now because I was frustrated with a simple market need. Just to give you a very brief background of what I've done in the past. I'm actually originally an educator, and I'm still part of the education industry now. So I've developed my career as a university instructor in Simon Fraser University in British Columbia, where I was a TA. I also taught in China as well, where I did learn a little bit of Mandarin, as Tom put it. And I basically started my career in education as a teacher, as an instructor. And that career grew to graduate services, helping university graduates consolidate meaningful careers. I've done everything from graduate services to program management to even running a campus. And then eventually I became a director. And then after that, the school group that I was working for decided to develop the Philippine market. So they sent me over here. And yeah, we were just running programs, and I was predominantly dealing with students at the academic and operational level, nothing to do with immigration. But to make a long story short, uh, 95, 99% of the questions thrown my way, especially from Filipinos, revolve around immigration, revolve around working in Canada, revolve around how do I get my wife over there? How do I get my kids over to Vancouver? And I was feeling really frustrated because here I was in my office and you got these guys asking me these questions. Okay, Aaron, I took up this program, great. By the way, can my wife come with me? Such a simple question, yet I can't even answer them. So that was many years ago. And it was just really frustrating because a lot of these people, I just had to say, sorry, I don't have the license to advise you on immigration matters. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the experience. Go look somewhere else. Go look at the IRCC website. Okay, go talk to a Canadian immigration lawyer. And that wasn't helping them. Okay, so and I noticed as well a lot of Filipinos, unfortunately, when they try to do it on their own, because I could not serve them, when they try to do it on their own, they encounter a lot of problems. They encounter a lot of mistakes, and that was just really frustrating. Okay, just seeing my Filipino students go through the Canadian visa and immigration process, and it's very complex. It's not easy. And a lot of them encounter mistakes, frustrations, refusals, all of those things. So I thought to myself, okay, well, this is definitely a need that is not being satisfied. So what I did was I went back to school and I pursued a program on Canadian immigration, and I became a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. So I got licensed in 2014. So my background is being an educator, running programs. However, I now have this newfound license and education to competently advise people on such matters. So that was way back in 2014. So ever since then, I've been advising students, but not only students, but their family members, their kids, their spouses, on their Canadian, not only study plans, not only their Canadian education plans, but also on their overall immigration plans as well. Okay, so that's in a nutshell how it all started, Tony.
Okay, I guess thank you for sharing your story. I guess everything is part of a journey. I guess like Rich said, you're an educator. Where did you teach in China? What school did you teach in China?
In a place called Weifang Guoji Xue. Yeah, it's Weifang is a city in Shandong province in northeast China, and I was a teacher in Weifang University, and there's a joint venture college. There's a joint venture college between a Canadian institution and the Chinese university called Weifang International College. So I taught things like business communications. I taught Chinese managers on business English, university students, master students. I even got to teach air stewardesses as well from Air China. So that was interesting. Yeah, so I did all that and so much more. So that's my academic teaching background.
Interesting, very interesting. And just like this pandemic, and I guess it's a matter of changing our perspective. I guess I remember when I interviewed Francis Kong, oftentimes people see things in two lenses. It's either, if it's a cup of water, it's a glass of water, half filled, half empty. So if it's half filled, it's optimism. Half empty is pessimism. But he said that why don't you see things as refillable? Basically, he said it's refillable. And I guess like in your case, you saw the frustration and it led you to make that certain decision to why not pursue this study so that I can have that license to help people, Filipinos, right? In this situation, Filipinos to go to Canada. So I guess that's something I can learn from our guest right now. I guess try to discover what business, do your homework. I guess you have to discover it if in case you're gonna ask about that. So try to do your homework. There's a reason why you have time. There's no traffic if you're working from home. There's time for studying. There's time for doing homework and discovering it. So this is my next question. So especially now that the people you mentioned about Canada, what are the things that you can do or your organization can do to help people? So are there processes or requirements that people must comply, or what are the usual things that they need to know about moving to Canada?
Right. Well, Tommy, I would love to answer that question within our limited interview, but that is an extremely loaded question because Canada has over 70 plus different immigration programs, not only at the federal national level, but also at the provincial level. Sobrang madaming talaga ng options sa Canada. Okay, and each one of those has their own specific detailed requirements. Walang overarching Canadian immigration program lang. It's not just one type. It's so many different types, and this is the reason why it really pays to do your research and to get a bit of education, to do a little bit of research on what Canadian immigration pathways may work for your specific situation. Okay, but I suppose if I were to get or to give the audience here a bit of some useful nuggets to take along with them. Canada has an immigration program that is designed for its national interest. What do I mean? Canada's immigration program is designed to enhance Canada's economy and society. So the types of people, now I'm not saying all immigrants are like this, but the majority of the immigrants that come to Canada's looking for skilled workers, are looking for families to contribute to our society, pay Canadian taxes, contribute to our economy. So we're looking for skilled, ambitious workers. Being a particular age also grants you certain points in Canada. Okay, so if you are typically I'm not saying that if you're not a particular age, you could no longer immigrate, but Canada does reward younger professionals simply because they would want them to stay in Canada for a longer period of time and contribute longer into the Canadian workforce. I think that makes a lot of sense, right, Tommy?
Yeah.
Right. So if you were the leader of a country, these are the things that you're looking for. Okay. So when you're immigrating to Canada, Canada takes a look at your academic qualifications, your work experience, your age, your English qualifications. The better your English, the more opportunities you will have. Okay, I know a lot of Filipinos are so scared of IELTS, they're so scared of taking TOEFL, but the reality is the better your English, the more opportunities you will have. Okay, so Canada looks at your English level, Canada looks at your spouse's English level and their qualifications as well. So all of these things create a profile for a Philippine prospective applicant. And based on that, there may or may not be immigration programs eligible for that specific person.
One question, because I recently got my TESOL teaching English for speakers of other languages. Are there opportunities for Filipinos who have TESOL in Canada?
Okay. So the question is, if you have a TESOL certificate and you teach English, are there opportunities for such educators in Canada? Okay, you ask a straight question of which I will give a straight answer. Okay, Canada is an English-speaking country, and Canada's official language is English. And the majority of Canadians are fluent in English. And those that need English training would be foreign nationals and potentially new PRs or international students. Okay. And there is already a lot of English teachers in Canada being native English speakers. So that being said, specifically the question, I'm just answering the question directly here. Would Canada be a good market for ESL teachers if you are a foreign national? Using my own common sense and the fact that I myself used to teach English a long time ago, I would advise you to explore such opportunities in non-English speaking countries, namely China, Japan, Korea, Thailand. These are the markets that have a much greater demand for such ESL teachers, not so much Canada. But for other professions, example, Canada requires a lot of healthcare workers. We have a major healthcare worker problem right now. So much so that Canada recently created a temporary resident to permanent resident program specifically for healthcare workers that are already working in Canada. So if you are a foreign national working in the healthcare industry, this is a special temporary pathway that may be available for you. That's just one simple example. Certain provinces have also emphasized the need for healthcare workers. So healthcare, whether you're a nurse or a healthcare assistant, or you're even in other social services industries like early childhood education, there are tremendous opportunities for that in Canada, along with other industries. So I'm just giving one specific example here. So when you're considering Canada as a destination, one of the factors that I advise people to consider is what kind of industries are in high demand in Canada now and so much so in the future. So that's something that I highly advise people to pay attention on when designing their Canada plans.
Thank you for answering that question, because I get to see more and more Filipinos taking ESL, TESOL, and all these things. Well, based on my research also, you were able to answer it. You were able to answer it perfectly. It's the major market is China, South Korea, and Japan. Those are the top 3 countries where they can really consider it. Probably because maybe South Korea and Japan, but why not consider the likes of China? So at least for those who are asking it, because I'm getting more and more, I get to see more and more people taking it. So just in case, thank you for answering that. So Canada is about healthcare. So for this last, how can they get in touch with you? Do you have any existing events right now where people can attend so that they can learn more about the seminar? Can you share those events?
Sure, definitely. Well, the good news is we have a lot of events. In fact, we have 8 webinars a month on a variety of Canadian immigration and education topics. All right. In fact, our next one is, I believe, this Saturday. It's my staff who organizes it. So the next one would be this Saturday on how to become a nurse in Canada. Okay. So for those who are nurses here in the Philippines, I highly advise you attend that one. Okay. But yes, we do have 8 webinars a month on a variety of Canadian immigration education topics. And if you are interested in registering, you can go to Facebook and Facebook search Global Education Alliance. Global Education Alliance. So you just Facebook search that, you'll see a logo, GEA. The logo is colored blue and green. You click on that, and then you're gonna see in our feed all of our events. Okay, events on how to bring your family members, how to apply for the right study program in Canada, What are the considerations when you're considering work and immigration to Canada? We also do webinars in different locations. So webinars about Alberta, about British Columbia, about Ontario, right? So it's a variety of webinars, and I'm normally the speaker in most of these events. Okay, so I highly recommend that. Now, if Tommy is willing to share, we also have a registration link where you just click on that link, and then the roster of all of our events is there, and you just pick and choose. It's a webinar buffet. You can just click on whatever event you want to attend, and you're already automatically registered. So we could do that too.
I'll post that on Facebook, and probably for those who are watching this, I'll put the link so that you can see the choices that you're looking for. So the opportunities that Aron is presenting right now. So before we end, any last words or advice for Filipinos right now, whether going abroad or doing business?
Sure, definitely. Well, since this webinar is about Canadian immigration, I do seriously recommend those who have the time and resources to explore your opportunities in Canada. Canada has a very ambitious immigration goal of inviting over 1.2 million new permanent residents over the next 3 years from 2021 to 2023. That is a very ambitious goal. And where our country is really looking out for the best, for them to come to Canada, become permanent residents, and then eventually become Canadians. So I do highly recommend people who are serious in immigrating abroad. Canada is an excellent place to immigrate. It's excellent for family members. There's great benefits for your children, for your family. And studying there also need not be very expensive. Okay, so if you want to learn more of that, then you can definitely contact me or go over to our Facebook site on Global Education Alliance.
Anyway, thank you for sharing that. So please visit the Facebook page, Global Education Alliance, and probably part of the things I've been learning right now is I guess this is really, in a sense, good for everyone, I guess, because it's so stressful in this day and age, especially. I think it's more of social media, basically. People are just quite pessimistic of the situation. But I see also that the situation provides a lot of opportunities, like what you shared earlier. You never thought that when the pandemic came, at first, it thought that business will go bad, and all of a sudden it's a spike, it's a surge. That you shared that 2021 is the highest applicants, 2020 is the second highest applicants. So it's a matter of looking at the perspective on it also, because it's, I do not know, we have a tendency just to see things negatively. And I guess it's important also how we try to see the bigger picture. Maybe there are opportunities that is present. There are opportunities that are coming right now, are presenting that for people. Especially I, as a follower of Christ, I believe Filipinos are capable of becoming the new normal missionaries, because I get to see Filipinos really making an impact abroad, really helping others, and I know there's a need for it also. And I guess it's a wonderful opportunity. And thank you, Aron, for taking your time. And I hope this interview helps. So let me repeat again, please visit the Facebook page, Global Education Alliance. And I'll post the link also so that you can see what options that fit you for your future, your plans. Just try to study, I guess, just like an educator like Aron. Try to study, try to discover. I guess there's a need for, there's time basically, rather than soaking in in a negative situation, try to explore whatever options that we have right now. God bless everyone.